Welcome back. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also log on to our website by indeed logging to your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from the respective stores. Well, having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. The acting governor of Kaduna State, Bala Bantex, has raised concerns about the recent ethnic clash in Ile-Ife, Osun State, which forced many residents to abandon their homes. He told the community leaders from different parts of the country, resident in the state, and security agencies that action must be taken to prevent a reprisal.
Experience, they say, is a good teacher. That's why authorities in Kaduna State, northwest Nigeria, are leaving nothing to chance to ensure there's no spillover from the ethnic clash in the Ile-Ife area of Osun State in the southwest. The Kaduna State Deputy Governor, Mr. Bala Bantex, has convened a meeting of community leaders of different ethnic groups resident in Kaduna State, appealing to them to tell their people to stop circulating videos and images with inciting commentary, calling on citizens for reprisals.
We just thought that as part of us, we need to call you, discuss with you, and give you our assurances. The governor would want to give you the assurances of this government in trying to get the people generally to ensure that we do not have a spillover, so to say, of such crisis into Kaduna State.
The President General of the Yoruba Traditional Rulers Council in the 19 northern states, Abdul Ganiyu Oguntoyinbo, says those responsible for the Ile-Ife crisis are not representing the Yorubas as a people.
We believe that as a resident of Kaduna State, everybody is a potential victim of whatever crisis occur. Hence, we must learn to live together as brothers and sisters.
Representatives of other ethnic groups bear their minds on the situation. And for the police, peace needs to be restored in affected areas as soon as possible.
We'll be speaking with them individually to see that they don't just come to this meeting, they try to take it back to their communities.
Many lives have been lost to sectarian crises in Kaduna State in the past. Although these community leaders are happy with the recent steps taken by the government to end the attacks, they are concerned about the negative consequence of the situation on the socio-economic development of the state.
In the meantime, help is on its way for victims of the recent communal clash in Ile-Ife. While the National Emergency Management Agency brings relief materials to the victims, a former governor of Kano State, Senator Rabiu Kwakunso, has held talks with both the Yoruba and Hausa communities to embracing peace.
It's been days after the Ile-Ife communal clash, and many of those affected by the crisis are beginning to come to terms with reality. Although no activity appears to have picked up at the Sabo or Balufo areas where the clash broke out, residents are trying to pick the pieces of their lives. A former governor of Kano State, Senator Rabiu Kwakunso, and the Osun State Governor Rauf Aregbesola have come visiting. They meet with leaders of the Arewa community. Senator Kwakunso is appealing to all parties to embrace peace, asking the government and other concerned parties to extend help to the Arewa community in Ile-Ife.
Spoken with the Arewa community here that they should continue to be law-abiding on one hand, and on the other hand, we also want to appeal to the government and all other stakeholders to ensure that the other side have also taken the necessary steps to ensure that what happened last Wednesday doesn't happen again here or elsewhere.
The team also meets with the Yoruba communities to preach the message of peace. Some relief materials are also distributed by the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA to victims of the mayhem who have been rendered homeless.
This is just more or less a palliative measure now. As soon as we concluded the real assessment, proper federal government intervention will be done. For these are just basic needs of the people to really cater for the basic needs of the people who have been affected by the mayhem.
With this assurance coming from government and other stakeholders, the affected communities can only hope that very soon life will eventually return to normal for them.
Well, let's go over to Ogun State, where members of the NEMA, that is the Nigerian Medical Association there, are lamenting the decay in infrastructure and what they term extreme shortage of manpower in government hospitals across the state. In a peaceful protest to the Government House and the State House of Assembly, the doctors say they want these challenges addressed to save the sector from total collapse. Secretary to the state government, Mr. Taiwo Adeoluwa, says the state government is working towards upgrading the health sector in the state and hopes the federal government complements its efforts.
Doctors from government hospitals across Ogun State gather at the Government House of Abeokuta. They are demanding for better infrastructure and increased manpower.
The number of health workers in Ogun State is abysmally poor. We have less than 150 doctors manning over 40 health institutions in the state. That is less than half of the population of doctors in Federal Medical Center Idiaba. And we expect qualitative health care. It's not going to happen by magic. And we have tried to write. We are not here to complain about problems. We are here to provide solutions.
The Secretary to the Government, Mr. Taiwo Adeoluwa, is here to receive them. He unveils government's plan to revamp the health sector in the state.
We are not where we should be, I admit. More should be done, we admit. But it is uncharitable, and please pardon me, to say that the government of Ikinabuzu had done entirely nothing. We had more than doubled the entire health workers medical workforce that we met in 2011. We want to do more, but we all know the constraints and challenges that confront all of us as a country, as a state. You mentioned the issue of infrastructure. It is true, sir. But we all remember that this same government rolled out a program to do 9 additional medium hospitals. In fact, we did one, the model in Ogbe.
The protesting doctors also take their case to the State House of Assembly to enlist the support of the lawmakers. Hopefully, the calls from these ones will reach the appropriate channels and actions taken to meet their demands.
Well, it's another protest, this time in the North Central, where local government employees in Nasarawa State are calling for the implementation of their financial and administrative autonomy. In a protest to the State House of Assembly, Lafia, the state capital, members led by the national president of the Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees took their frustrations to the lawmakers, who assured them their demands would be looked into. Well, in Cross River State, the organised labour there are appealing to the federal government to release the environmental impact assessment for the Bakassi Deep Seaport and the 260-kilometre superhighway for construction work to commence. The union made the appeal through the state NLC chairman, Mr. John Uche, and his TUC counterpart, Mr. Clarkson Otu, shortly after union leaders led their members in a peaceful protest around major streets of Calabar, the state capital.
Labour demands that the Federal Minister of Environment should release the environmental impact assessment report for the support for the superhighway and the deep seaport so that construction work can start. Stop the politicization of the EIA report. It is not a political tool, it is a scientific tool. The Federal Minister of Environment should inform the Rabu Rosa that National Park are not immune to road network, as examples are bound all over the world.
We are very aggrieved because we have discovered that political elements, aggrieved elements, mischievous elements in Cross River State have decided to politicize the issue of construction of roads. And we feel that the Federal Minister of Environment has decided to take sides with opponents, with mischief makers, with those who do not want progress, and have kept this report for a very long time.
Well, news across Nigeria continues in just a moment.